Howdy, 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 doodly doo, howdy, doodly doo. How are you all doing this wonderful Saturday evening for another episode of MERLO'S Macabre Matinee? Oh, yeah, episode 4. Episode 4. Thank you all for tuning in, whoever's here. I see the Drayton Sawyer in the chat already. Hey, Jared, how you doing, man? How are you doing? He says, this was quite the terrifying picture. We'll say that again. Okay. I get what you did there, sir. Definitely get what you did. Hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Saturday night. What better to do on Saturday night than hang out with me, right? Why not? Because if you're old like me, you don't go out. So not much anyways. From time to time. Doing good. Good to see you're doing good. All right. Well, we're going to be talking the Terrifier, or just Terrifier, I guess it's called, tonight. So that'll be interesting. I hope a few other people show up. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Let me know if Saturday's a bad night. I don't know. We did it on Tuesday the other night, though, too, and it wasn't. Those are like my best nights, so I don't know what to tell you. These are like, if I'm going to do shows, I got to do them on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And I don't know if I can do that. I don't know. It's possible I could do it on Monday, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'm just not promoting it enough. So I'm promoting an Indiegogo campaign at the same time, which, by the way, had a great day yesterday. In case you didn't know, we raised 12% of our goal in that day. So that was pretty awesome. Got a new executive producer, all that wonderful stuff. We're at 58% right now. I set a little mini goal of let's see if we can hit 60% by midnight. We're only a couple $100 away from that, so I figured we probably could if the right backers come along and help us get there, you know. But if we don't, hey, that's all good. We'll say 60% by June 1st would be good. I'd be happy with that. I don't know. Yeah. So far, just Jared. Let's see if it says there's anyone else in the chat. Sometimes they'll let me know. It says 4 views. I don't know. If you are in the chat, say hi. Just say hi. And we'll chat. We'll have a good little chat. So it was my first time watching this movie. I put it off for a little while. And I reached out to Bloody Disgusting again. No reply. Hey, man, I've reached out to them so many times. I got somebody else now. And I don't know if that's what happened the first time I got in. Hey, it's Chris Snyder. How's it going, Chris? But we managed to get in somehow. But yeah, I never get a reply from anybody over at Bloody Disgusting. I never do. I don't know. They never respond to my emails, but they did run our press release one time. It was good. It was good that they did. And Michelle Blasky of the Third Channel, Halloween 3 fan film, unofficial sequel. Where's her stuff? Michelle Blasky of the Third Channel, they got featured recently in Dread Central. That was pretty awesome. And that's really helped their campaign. I'm a producer on that, as I am a massive Halloween 3 fan. And, I didn't... I've always kind of been behind Michelle. Michelle's been a huge supporter of me as well. She's contributed to my campaigns. She's been in a lot of these live streams. So I'm just super excited for her. They start filming, I believe, in like 6 weeks in the actual town of Lolita, which was Santamir in the original Halloween 3. So, man, if you're a fan of Halloween 3, I know that Halloween 3 is mixed with people. A lot of people don't like it. Yeah, I don't know what their deal is. I don't know what their deal is either. Bloody Disgusting. But, they're a top website, horror website. So, I don't know. I'm sure they get inquiries all the time. But, maybe I'll get lucky and my connection will come through again. But kudos to Michelle for getting into Dread Central, because that's pretty big too. I don't know if Dread Central's quite as big as Bloody Disgusting, but I don't know. It's pretty big when you can get featured in those ones. So I mean, the smaller ones are okay. I've been featured in a few of the smaller ones, like I can't even remember what some of them are called. HorrorNews.net, I think, is one. I think I got and it's kind of medium, but I didn't find I got a lot of contributions from it, because I look at my analytics, where's this contribution coming from, and it shows. So lots came from Bloody Disgusting last year. I know that. What does Jared say now? Once they sent me a weird package from Bloody Disgusting. Ooh, don't open it. Who knows what's it? I don't know. Weird package. When you say weird, it had my address and candy. Candy. I might be tempted, even though I know it's probably poison or anthrax or something. I'd probably still do it because I love candy. They know my weakness. You know my weakness. You've got me. That's all I can say. I am a sweet tooth. I am a total sweet tooth. All right. So we're talking Terrifier, and on Tuesday, this is actually my third stream of the week. Maybe you guys are just getting sick of me, is all I can say. My third live stream of the week, and we talked on Tuesday. We talked about Strangers Pray at Night, which I wasn't a fan of, and in fact, I posted in Killer Flicks Facebook group today about that, because I don't know, I'm still kind of mystified why I see it recommended by so many people, and I had a terrible time with it. I don't want this show to become a ranting show. Try to suggest movies you think I might like. But, I'm sure you guys legitimately thought I might like The Strangers Pray at Night. I don't know. I don't want to be ranting about how much I hated a movie, though. But, man, I didn't like that movie. I really didn't. I'm not going to lie. What did I think of Terrifier? Well, we'll start by saying that I liked it more than The Strangers Pray at Night. Which isn't saying a lot, but what did you guys think of Terrifier? I'm sure people love it. I've seen a lot of people give a lot of love to this film. I don't know if I can do that, but again, I felt, and maybe I felt that that the bar was so low after Strangers Pray at Night that I couldn't. I'm going to be able to go easy on this film. Just your opinion, Bash. I don't know. Some people do, and that's okay. And I try not to hate on films. I try to look at them as subjectively as I possibly can, but there's also some objective things I have to look at as well. And at the end of the day, some things bother people more than they, will not bother other people. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm getting mixed up there, but you know what I mean. And I guess the thing is, poor character choices can really bother me. I mean, sort of a moderately poor choice. When a character makes a poor choice as an effort to rescue someone, I can kind of get behind that a bit, even though it's a bad choice. Like the daughter trying to pull the mother up, that was a bad choice. But the mother still kind of waving by her, grabbing her hands or whatever, that was a poor choice. That just said, I don't know. It said I'm not going to fight my way out of this. I don't know. Let's not get into it. I get a rant about that movie again. But so I think poor choices bother me more than they bother other people. That's all there is to it. Some people don't mind by the poor choices. And some of the people in the Killer Flicks group said it was a huge homage to 80s horror movies. And I don't know. I have a hard time seeing that even. I kind of have a hard time seeing that. What types of 80s horror movies? I guess there's a bunch of different types of 80s horror films. And I don't know, I wasn't quite making the connection with a lot of people in that Facebook group. But I almost wonder if I should do the same thing with this movie. But I definitely didn't hate Terrifier. I will say this: there were certain things I was confused by. And maybe you guys can clarify with. I mean, I hope, Jared, you might be the only one in the. Well, I don't know if Chris is still around or not, but if whoever's in the chat, tell me if I should be getting something from certain things. And there's a good chance that I probably should have watched the anthology film that came before that called All Hallows Eve. Maybe I should have watched that first. I don't know. Maybe certain things will become more clear. But the movie starts with, I guess you would call it I don't know if you call it the aftermath, but we'll call it, it's like a year later or something like that. And you see this lone survivor's got no face. And I almost want to call it a spoiler, but it's not really, because throughout the movie you're watching it, you're like wondering if this is a new stuff happening after the fact, or if this is the same, massacre talked about in the opening of the film. And yeah, so I mean, I can kind of appreciate that because they didn't spoil it. But at the same time, there's a part of you say, oh, somebody's ending up with no face at the end of this thing. And so, there was a part of me that was like, I wonder if this is the massacre that she escaped from. And, because you don't know what she looks like, because her face is gone and mangled. And they did a good job on that, actually. They did a good job on making her face look truly. It's very reminiscent of Hannibal, of Gary Oldman's character. I can't remember the character's name. I need to rewatch All Hallows Eve. So I was looking that up online, but I haven't watched it yet. And again, it's an anthology film, so it's not really. But it all features Art the Clown. So maybe I would have gotten some sort of backstory on this character, and figured out what the motives are, all that kind of stuff. Because I was trying to figure that out a little bit. I was trying to, I don't know. So maybe I should watch that. Should I watch that movie, guys? Maybe I should. I don't mind anthology films from time to time. I find some of them don't stay quite on the same path, the same themes. Usually it's good when there's a theme and all the movies kind of connect in some sort of way. And sometimes I find some of them don't. And it feels like just random short films that people are making and putting them together. And somebody's watching them all on a VHS tape. It always seems to be a very common theme these days with anthology films. It's somebody found a VHS tape and was watching all these things unfold. I don't know. Come up with something new. It was good for one movie, then that's it's getting old. It's getting old. I have no idea if All Hallows Eve is the same thing. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Where was I going with that, though? But yeah, I should probably watch All Hallows Eve. Another thing to keep in mind, guys, before you start thinking I'm going to shit on this movie, because I'm not going to shit on it. I didn't hate it. I was a little confused by certain things. But I'm not a big fan of clown movies. I'm not just never been a big fan of... I never found clowns to be scary, more annoying than anything else. However, at the same time, I still find it annoying. I found Art the Clown to be kind of more like a mime than a clown. I don't know if anybody else made that connection as well, but the fact that he never spoke and did a lot of action type stuff with his hand. I don't know. I was getting more of a mime vibe from the character than I was a clown. Drayton Sawyer, yeah, the effects were, this was a pretty gory one. All I remember was the clown scaring the girl at a train station in All Hallows Eve. Okay. I'm just trying to find connections that are going to make me understand it a little bit more. So I'm not sure. Hey, there's our buddy John Evans. How you doing, John? Have you seen Terrifier? And John, you got to suggest that that other found footage one. I totally forgot what it was. The one that we were talking about on the Blair Witch Project. That's similar. Yeah, I don't know if anybody else was making that connection like Drayton just said. Yeah, he seems more like a mime. I was picking up more mime than clown watching it. I mean, looking from the cover, you kind of get the clown vibe, and you look at a picture of the guy, you get a clown vibe. But just the way the character was kind of reminded me more of a mime. But again, I also find mimes annoying. So, but still, I will say this though: mimes still have a creepier vibe to me than clowns. So if you want to make something creepy, make it with a mime rather than a clown, maybe. Just a less annoying mime. I don't know. Needless to say, I don't really like either. I don't find either creepy. I mean, I find mimes a little bit creepier. We'll say that, but I don't know. Clown horror is just not for me. I know there's been a few. I think I've seen a few clown horror films. Obviously, Stephen King's It, and I really liked Tim Curry in the miniseries one. He was kind of creepy as Pennywise. I didn't find the new one creepy though. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I think they tried too. It felt like they tried too hard, in my opinion, guys. Again. Whereas Tim Curry just had a natural, he was just naturally creepy in that role. He's like creepy in a funny way, I don't know. That's weird to say. Hey, Bootleg 317 is here. The pre-Blair Witch movie was the last broadcast. Okay, that has to be next week's episode. I gotta remember that one. I hated the new It movies. I didn't even see the second one because I think the problem I had with the first one was it's just really dragged for me, and I wasn't finding the clown very scary. I wasn't finding the kids very likable, and I don't know. It wasn't doing it for me. So I don't know. It's a one-time watch. I think it's a preference thing though, guys. I think it really is just I know Stephen King is a brilliant writer, and he has all kinds of symbolic things to do with Pennywise, and I respect that. I just don't think it works for me, unfortunately. So Tim Curry was way better. Oh, I'm glad I'm not the only one that thinks that. I'm not gonna say he was way better. I just preferred him. I don't know. I just preferred him. Just saying. What else are you guys saying before we really dive into this movie? We've kind of dove into it a little bit already, but let's see what you guys are saying. I've actually reached out to the director and may have him on the podcast. Oh, maybe it'd be interesting to see his perception, and I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know enough about it. Obviously, I just don't know what the vision is for Art the Clown, and if there is some sort of symbolic meaning behind everything that's happening in the movie and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. John also says Terrifier I never watched because the over the top gore thing turns me off. It does kind of turn me off too. I will say this though, it wasn't as gory as I thought it was going to be. I was really expecting it to be like really over the top gore. And don't get me wrong, it was too gory for me. It was still too gory for me, but I expected gorier. I was gearing myself up for me to practically throw up. Which I don't want. I don't want to watch a movie and throw up. I'll be honest, guys. I don't want to get to that level. It's not because I want to be scared. I don't want to be grossed out. That's why I watch horror movies. I don't watch horror movies to be grossed out. I watch them to be scared. Getting into that. Oh, actually, we'll come back to. I'll read more comments. I want to actually read you guys' comments throughout this thing. Hey, there's Michelle Blasky. Hey, Steve, just going out. Just got out of work. Oh, awesome! Thank you for joining, Michelle. Looks like you're having another great day in the campaign. Congratulations. Let's see if you guys can hit 60 backers by the end of the night, and like 16% funded ish. I think you should make your final goal for the campaign, your final push for these last few days. Let's get to you guys are 15% funded. Let's get to 20%. Hit 20%. I think you can do it. That to me is a cool goal to go for, and something worth giving some freebies out for. Okay, I don't know why I had to approve that comment. He's a fat clown. It's weird that I have to approve Jared's "he's a fat clown" comment, and yet all that spam. Where is the spam tonight? Where is the Naked Girls XYZ? Where is that tonight? They were sure they're in full force the other night. If you guys weren't around on the Thursday night, we had them in full force. The spam. I don't know why I keep getting. I guess I'm not the only one. Happy about that, at least. I'm not the only one that gets all that spam. Well, let's keep reading your guys' comments here. Yeah, the kids were annoying and unlikable, yet when it came out, people praised it. Yeah, I know a lot of people really liked it. It just, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old and cynical, guys. I think I kind of feel like that sometimes, and the movies that younger people want are just not the ones that I want, and so there's a good chance that younger people are not going to like the Sawyer Massacre, because I try to kind of make it geared towards what I like. Yet there's some gore. There is some. I think it's not as gory as Terrifier. We'll say that much. Definitely not. Art the Clown definitely was way scarier than the new Pennywise. I would say that. I'm not really scared by either, really, though. I mean, Art the Clown was creepy looking. They made him creepy. They made him look creepy. No, the director I've talked to about being, what was the last broadcast director. Oh, geez, okay, I kind of got that mixed up. That would be cool. I'd love that. That would be pretty cool. I forget the name, but there's another clown movie that's pretty gory. Figure that out, Jared. He's a fat clown. That was the comment I had to approve, because it was such a terrible comment. He's a fat clown. Can't think of the name. 100 Tears. 100 Tears, that is? That the name of the movie? I don't know. Thanks, I'll work on that. Yeah, I don't know. I think, you've had these amount of backers challenges, Michelle. Go for an actual percentage challenge. I actually, all of mine are actually, all of my challenges, I think now are percentage challenges. I don't know. Backers are cool, but everybody's backing at like the $5 level. Having that many backers doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like something worth giving freebies out. I'll say that much. And there's, John, I got the t-shirts for both Steve and Michelle's films. They're pretty dope. They are. Do I have an image in here? I thought I added that to this, but I might have forgotten. I'm not seeing it. Damn it. They're really cool, though. It's on the campaign. The campaign link is in there. You can actually, we have the link to John's store in the description. We have the link right on the front page to the store, and we also have it as a perk in the campaign, so you can do either or. Doesn't matter. But I think you might get. We can't put all the same options that he offers in in our campaign link. I think we're allowed to put. I'm allowed to put the sizes, but I can't do all the color options. So if you want color options rather than black, then you got to go to John's store. There you go. If you love black, I love black, but there you go. Anyways, where was I? You guys are at least you guys are more chatty tonight than you were on Thursday night. I didn't have the chattiest audience on Thursday night. I was talking to myself most of the time. So not a ton of people in the chat, but at least you guys are chatting tonight. Didn't like the new Scream much either. Says Drayton Sawyer. I haven't seen it. I still have only seen the first 2 Scream movies. I gave up after that. I liked the first one. I just felt like Scream 2 didn't do anything to change the game in any way for me to make me more invested in watching another one. So I just haven't bothered to watch anymore. Maybe I'm missing out on some gems. I'm hearing different things from different people, so it's hard for me to know. And again, it was kind of the same thing with Strangers Prey at Night. I heard a lot of people praising it and a lot of people shitting on it. I happen to be in the latter. I do. I did not like that movie. In case you missed me on Tuesday, I did not like that movie. I know some people love it. You can love it. These new horror movies just stink lately. I have more faith in the indie horror movies. I agree there because I'm an indie horror guy. So yeah, 100 Tears. That's the movie. Okay, so you figured out the clown movie you're talking about, and it's even gorier than or just as gory as Terrifier or something like that. That's cool. There's a great clown movie just called Clown. I think I may have seen that one. I might have seen that one. Of course, I've seen Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Cheesy 80s horror flick. Very cheesy. I don't know. Has a clown in it, too. There you go. Okay, that's great. I'll have to watch that one. Yeah. You're not missing much, really. There you go. Okay. Beauty. What were we talking about as far? Oh, we're getting on to the gore factor as far as now that I've read all your chats. That's one thing I don't like about OBS is I can't put your chats on the screen like I can in StreamYard. But whatever. You'll live, right? I'll live. I just have to keep track of the chat a little bit better. That's all. So gore. Anyways, the goriest part of the film was, I would pretty much say, was that hacksaw down the, you know what I'm talking about. Pretty much, I think that was the goriest part of the movie. It was pretty gory. And for me personally, it didn't need to be that gory. When it started, I was like, okay, maybe they're not going to be so gory with this, and then because you had like the first couple shots were like just the you see him doing the motion but not really seeing a lot, and then you saw like from the girl's head and you saw blood coming down. That to me is tasteful gore. But then actually showing the hacksaw cutting through her, that's when it gets a little much for me. I just don't feel like you need to do that. I would have cut to more shots of the friend's expression on her face, see how terrified she really is. That'll probably, no, they did have a little bit of that in there too, but it wasn't enough. I would have been more terrified of seeing more of that, those types of shots, because it's a pretty graphic thing to happen, and you know that this is like your best friend that you're watching this happen to, so that the idea of it is super terrifying. It's a terrifying thing to have to see. So I mean, that's probably the scariest part of the movie for me, in fact. But I just wish it wasn't quite as gory. I was like, okay, this could have been, I would have been really behind this, but yeah, it just seemed unnecessarily gory. You know what I mean? Does it have to be gory? I guess if you want to please younger audiences, I know, again, I'm the cynical old guy. Younger audiences just, they want their gore. You know, some of the actors I worked with on the Sawyer Massacre were expecting me to put out more blood and gore than I did. I'm like, oh, and they're like, you know, I just love gory films. You know, and it's funny. We watched the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think after first couple days of shooting the movie, when we had a day off, I think due to bad weather, we had to take it. We all watched it together, and it was kind of, you know, look at how non-gory this movie is. And I don't know, the actors still really wanted, some of them anyways, wanted me to be really gory. And I think when we finally shot in the basement, some of the actors were maybe a little bit happier with what they were saying as on the gore level, which worked out good actually. Actually, I'll say one thing, that as far as the filming goes, we had a huge lack of gore going into after the first, 4 or 5 days of shooting, because we didn't have our SFX artist on set with us. But, you know, at the same time, I knew I didn't want a lot of that stuff to be very gory. And then when he came once we started shooting all the basement stuff, and all that basement stuff is where all the real gore is. We did, however, we had another guy on set that was able to do like some minor gore stuff here and there that worked out really well. Actually, some of the stuff he did was pretty. He did a bunch of bruising on one of the characters and stuff. Yeah, it was pretty cool. He was good. He was an unexpected surprise. His name was Ryan Strickland. Shout out to Ryan Strickland. He, you know, came and did some gore effects when our SFX artist Sergio just couldn't make it because he was in Puerto Rico and his flight was delayed or something. So so there was nothing he could do. He couldn't make it to set in time. But when we had him for the basement stuff, it was like, wow, we got awesome gore effects now. Pretty good gore effects. I don't know. I guess it's still not quite as gory as this kind of thing. Like, we didn't have anything like this in the movie. Not hacksawing somebody in half right down the middle. Nothing like that. That's pretty intense. That's pretty intense. But, you know, I can live with it. It was a cool scene overall. It's I don't know. It was actually the scariest part of the movie for me. So things I like in this movie, I like the way it was shot. I really like the color scheme throughout the movie. Looks, you know, really, really nice. The acting was pretty good. I'm liking that I'm seeing some better acting in horror films. I will say that. So I gotta appreciate that. And, you know, they had potential to really disturb me, I think. But, you know, right off the bat, you know, you see that girl with no face, and it's like, okay, this is intense. This is the lone survivor. Well, did she really survive? And I'm not sure why she ended up, if that was what the meaning of that was, why she killed the interviewer. That was kind of weird for me. But, I mean, obviously she would never be the same. Michelle, did you message me? I don't know. I'm seeing a Michelle, a message from Michelle Limblaski. Cool. We won't talk about that on the show, though. I know I shouldn't be reading those messages while I'm on here, but I get distracted by messages. I do. I have to read them. I'm one of those guys. I have to read all of my messages as soon as I get them, which means I'm good on Messenger. As far as stuff I didn't like and stuff we'll talk about stuff I was confused by. Let's talk about that first. Of course, now obviously the motivation of this clown, I was really kind of, who is he, and, you know, what is his motivation, and is he just simply a homicidal clown that is out for blood? Is that really all he really was? Or was there some sort of reasoning? No, it's all good. It's all good, Michelle. Sorry, multitasking. It's all good. I just, I'm so OCD. I get a message, I have to read it. I'm weird that way. I'm pretty OCD. ADD, OCD, whatever, you name it. I've got it. You name it, I've got it. So anyways, I was a little confused, but I was trying to figure out some sort of reasoning, even if it's just a subtle hint. And maybe there's stuff I'm missing. Maybe I would get more from that anthology that came before it. Maybe I need to watch that for the pieces to kind of fall into place. I like at least having some sort of reasoning, some sort of motive, even if it's just very subtle, I think it was just a crazy clown. Okay, that's pretty much what I got. And I don't know, I just need a little more than that. For me, I need a little bit more than that, even if you're subtle. Give subtle hints, and that's okay. It's not a huge gripe. It's definitely not a huge gripe. I just, I'm trying to find a way to like it more. But again, I end up being, I'm always confused by movies that don't really have a motive for their killer in any way. Because I'm kind of wondering if there is a motive and I'm just not seeing it. So, out to terrify people. And it makes, there's nothing wrong with it. I need a little bit more. That's all. And then what I was really confused by was that crazy lady, and how she connects to the maybe this is why I'm getting more confused. I'm like, maybe there is a reason. Who was that weird lady with the doll that was her baby, I guess. Who is what? And they obviously have some kind of a history in there. I don't know. It was, yeah. Hopefully the sequel explains more. It's gonna need to explain something for me to get behind it. That's for sure. I'm gonna need something out of it. That's for sure. But at the same time, it's one of those movies that it wasn't. It wasn't bad. I feel I'm wondering, did I miss something, or was it genuinely that simplistic as it appears on the surface? And and you know what, guys, maybe it isn't as simple as it seems on the surface. Maybe it isn't just some crazy clown. Maybe there is something behind this clown that we just don't really know about yet. I really hope that's the way it goes, because, excuse me, I actually forgot to take my allergy pills today, and now I got an itchy nose. Steve, gotta remember those pills. I do, actually. I don't know. I was getting in the habit of setting an alarm for them, and then I kind of fell off that. I don't know. Where was I going with that? Hopefully the sequel will explain more and why he does this. Yeah, I don't need all the answers. And it's kind of one of those things I love it when a movie can answer that at the end. Will sort of more or less answer it at the end of a film, but leave it somewhat open to interpretation. But yeah, I mean, I was definitely confused. Who was that lady though? Who was she, and what was her connection to this clown? Obviously he killed her. As far as I know, as far as I remember her being half dead near the end there or something like that. And, but I think he dies and comes back. Yeah. Well, it's fairly fresh in my head, Jared. So yeah, he should be dead. Blew his brains out, and then somehow in the corner, in the morgue. I don't know. Is he a supernatural being of some sort? So you'd think he must be after that, because he blew his own head off. Anyways, we're jumping the gun a little bit. But but Jared or anybody that's seen this movie, what was the deal with the woman, if you know, with the crazy lady? What was her baby's name? The doll's name? I'm already forgetting. I can't remember now. It was strange, though. And I'm saying you can't have strange stuff like that. I gotta get some sort of understanding. It's got to have. I feel like it has to have some sort of weight. Like that crazy lady couldn't just be there to pile up on the body count in the film. That wouldn't make sense to me. But it was kind of strange. Kind of strange. But, again, a sequel can kind of tie stuff together. I have no clue. Me neither. But the thing is, she seemed to know him, right? She seemed to know who he was. It's interesting. Maybe his mother? Yeah, it's possible. But she said to him, have you ever felt a mother's love? In that part. Or mother's touch, she said. You remember that part when she's trying to get the doll back? And she's like, she's all I have. She needs me and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, can you show no mercy? Have you never felt a mother's touch before? So I kind of felt like maybe that wasn't his mother because of that. But who knows? It's open to interpretation. It is open to interpretation. So, I mean, this could all be great. But hey, there's Joe from More Sense Designs Graphics, the man himself that does all the awesome work. Hey, all Steve, I take it you weren't a fan of the clown either, Art the Clown either. I wouldn't say that. I want to like him more than I did. I just don't feel like I got enough out of him. But I will. But if you were here earlier, you probably just got in. Joe, I was saying that how clowns really never do much for me in these movies. Psychotic clowns just they never scare me. Basically, they never scare me. Clowns to me are just annoying. But at the same time, Art the Clown kind of felt more like a mime rather than a clown. Now, mimes also annoy me, but there's something creepier about mimes, though, than clowns to me. So I think that sort of helped me like the character a little bit more, because he didn't talk and he did a lot of action type stuff that, I don't know. It was I felt like there was the potential for this character to creep me out more. But yeah, at the same time, gotta be better than Fantasy Island. Oh, did I see that one? I think I may have seen that one. Gotta be better than Strangers Pray at Night. That's all. That's not setting the bar very high. So, but what I'm talking about now, as far as Terrifier goes, there's a few things that confused me in it. And the one thing we're talking about now is that crazy lady that was in the warehouse and seemed to know who he was and act like he's the landlord or something like that, right? So I mean, I'm trying to figure out in my head who this person is and what the overall connection is, and if we're gonna if they're tied in somehow to, I don't know, to something bigger, if there's something bigger between the two. Again, maybe I need to watch the precursor film, the anthology, All Hallows Eve. Maybe I do. Maybe more things will come to light if I watch that. I'm interested, though. I'm interested in what this really could be. Yeah. So there's supposedly going to be a Terrifier 2 that's supposedly coming out this year. I'm interested. I'll probably watch it just because I want to get some more info on this. Again, it was a little gory for me. I don't typically like that much gore, but it wasn't as over the top as I thought it was going to be. Hi, Michelle. How goes the battle? She's keeping busy. I'll tell you that. But she got a DP today. Hey, I forgot to mention that. Michelle got a DP for the film today. That's pretty awesome. So they're ready to go, everybody. I think you're all ready to go. Do you still need some any other crew or cast even? I wish I could do it, but I'd go down and help out in some way. Maybe, but I just, man, going to the States is, well, it's not cheap. Anyways, mind you, you're not that far from me. I mean, you're a little ways, but you're not that far. I think it's about a 10 to 12 hour drive from where I am. I think so. I could be wrong. I could be way off. I'm trying to remember how long it took me to drive to Portland, because we drove to Portland a few years ago. I think that was around 8 hours, though. So maybe it's 12 hours. I don't know. Maybe a little further than that. 13, 14 hours from where I am. Somewhere in there. Anyways, getting off topic now. Yeah, can anybody in the chat explain the lady, though? Can anybody in the chat tell me who the hell that was and what her significance was in the film? What her point was? Nothing from you guys so far, so there you go. Man, that movie was awful. I think I saw Fantasy Island, but I can't. Forgettable, probably, so I don't know. Terrifier 2 has been delayed for 2 years, I heard. Oh, I heard it was supposed to come out this year. Or maybe it was supposed to come out in 2020. Budget problems, what I heard. Okay. So is it still coming out, though? I don't know. Well, a dip is always better than a bad... I thought I said... I'm misreading stuff tonight. A DP is always better than a bad BM. LOL. I still need an assassin, and hopefully we'll fill the role we spoke about with the actress in question. Okay. But that's not bad, though. Needing one assassin. That could be your assassin. No, I couldn't. I don't think I could. I need to lose weight to do that, I think. And you have a fat assassin. Not that I'm that fat, but I'm not skinny either. Not skinny like Dick Warlock was, if that's what you're going for. Anywho, let's move along this conversation, folks. Where was I going to go with that? Okay, so that kind of confused me. The other things that kind of let's get into some of the stuff that I'm not a big fan of. I guess I'm not a big fan, and I know that this isn't the first time this has happened in a film. Story structure wise, is that the person you set up as a protagonist died halfway through the film. I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of that. You set this person up as your. I'm cool with you stepping outside of the box, but you didn't. If you would have, doing the bait and switch with your protagonist, I feel like they should have set up the sister a little bit more in the early parts, just a little bit more. Give me a little bit more. I don't. You can still make it still feel like the first sister is the protagonist, but give me enough that I don't know. I just I like sticking to a protagonist that's your protagonist. It felt like that she was definitely your protagonist, and then she wasn't, and then your final girl just didn't have the development that was needed, in my opinion. I kind of wish she did. would have made me feel more for her. But so I mean, that's just one issue I have with the film. I have a couple others. I mean, I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on that? I don't know. I mean, it's different. You know, you don't expect her to. And I'll say this as far as her death goes too. As far as getting shot, you know, it seemed like filler. It seemed like filler because he shot her, and then he shot her in the face, but I guess just nicked her face. I guess that's what it was supposed to be. So she's still alive, and then the gun runs out of bullets, and then you're expecting some sort of fight, I guess, or some sort of attempt to get away during that time that he's reloading the gun. But she's just still there lying, and it's like, why did you even bother having that happen in the film where he has to reload the gun? Just finish her off. If you're gonna kill her off, just kill her off. You know, it felt like they needed to fill a couple minutes, so we'll do that. But you don't need to fill a couple minutes. You don't have to. You know, if you need to fill a couple minutes, do something a little bit more creative than that. It just that part was like, that's it. So she's dead, and we went through all that buildup of her death, and it didn't really have much of an impact overall. So that's something I was like, what? You know, I was a little bit like weirded out by that. Again, it's not a huge gripe, but I didn't like it. I didn't like that. And I apologize once again if I talk about something that I don't like and it sounds like I fucking hated it. No, I mean, I tend to be a little bit passionate when I do that sometimes. But yes, Strangers Pray at Night, I fucking hated that. So I was really passionate, but I'm not absolutely hating on that part. It doesn't really bother me, but it kind of bothered me. Just felt unnecessary. You know, if she's getting killed off at this part, kill her off. Let that be that. And if he's running out of bullets, then there's got to be at least some sort of. She should be making at least some sort of attempt to get away or get back at him. But she was just helpless there on the ground the whole time, and I don't know. Felt odd to me. Didn't care much for that part. But who knows? I have no idea what the budget for this movie was either. Let me just see. I mean, the effects they obviously had budget for effects. Was this an indie film? It was a low budget. This was really, or am I looking at there's a Terrifier. I thought maybe I was looking at the All Hallows Eve. This is comparable to my budget. So a little bit more than what I had for a budget, but not much. $35,000 according to this thing. $35,000. Whoa. I wouldn't have thought that. So kudos. I just looked at it. You never know. Sometimes Wikipedia is wrong, but $35,000. You usually for when it's budgets like that. So that's even cheaper than Blair Witch Project. So maybe that was the case. All their money must have been on effects. I don't know. So the effects were good. Were very good. I just again, character development and that kind of thing. You know, your final girl should have enough character development. She should have ended the film with more character development than any of the other characters in the film. And I don't feel that was the case. I feel like the sister Tara, right, had more development than she did. You were really getting into her head and you know, getting a good feel for her in the early parts of that movie. You're really finding out who she was. I don't feel like that you gave us enough of the sister, personally. Then let's go to, I guess, you know, all the stuff that kind of happens after that. And it's kind of a forgettable moment, you know, the early stages of the sister going in the warehouse and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. it's I kind of get lost in that part, in the whole scene with the him having the doll and the crazy lady trying to get the doll back, and and doing it on a peaceful level and all that stuff. It's kind of forgettable for me. That whole bit in there is kind of forgettable for me. But you did have that part where I'm guessing he was wearing the skin of the friend, the blonde friend, whatever her name was. I can't remember what her name was. I'm bad with names, guys. I'm guessing he was wearing her skin and, like, flaunting it and all that kind of stuff. That was kind of creepy. That kind of made me like, oh wow, that's pretty creepy. And then she's hiding in the closet, but then, what happened after that? Oh, that the people that are bombing the place with fumes to get rid of the rats, the other guy shows up, and that was what took him away from the closet. That felt a little bit weird. To me, it did. Because you got her cornered, and you got her cornered, and so why would you go away just for that guy? Kill her first, and then I don't know. That was just kind of weird for me. And then the ending. I don't know. I had a hard time getting behind the ending. So the cops come, and he gets the final girl, and you think, he ran her down, he ran her over. She's pretty injured. She's in rough shape. And before the cops get there, he starts eating her face, which was not very much time, but from what you saw, so I was having a hard time believing that her face would turn out like that by the end, because that would have taken some time. More time than you probably realize. But hey, it's there's a little bit of leeway with films. Was it enough time to get behind it? I don't know. I guess it's up to you. It's not a huge gripe, but I was like, oh, so he ate that much of her face that quickly, huh? Because it didn't seem possible. But whatever. And then the fact that he killed himself and came back, I guess, if you're saying that he is a supernatural creature of some sorts, then I can be okay with it. But I don't know. This was an interesting film. It was an interesting film. Definitely, it's probably worth a second watch for me. I definitely have to go back and watch All Hallows Eve. But there was definitely it intrigued me. I'll say this: so the film overall intrigued me. I could have done without some of the gore. I didn't realize it was this. So this was obviously an independent film. $35,000. Yeah, $35,000 budget. Does it say how much is distributed by Dread Central? Oh, interesting. I did not know that. Dawn was the name of the friend's the friend that got sawed in half down the groin. Interesting production. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, obviously, well, it was distributed by Dread Central. I wonder who funded it, or maybe the guy just funded him himself. I don't know. But congrats to this guy who made this film on such a low budget. Did a fantastic job. We'll say that he did a fantastic job making a film as graphic as this on that kind of a low budget. It's mostly the gore effects that would make me think that and the fact that we had some pretty good acting in the movie. overall, nothing Oscar worthy or anything like that, but overall the acting was pretty good. It was pretty good. I bought it. It was some good shots in the movie and everything too. It was very cinematic. So, to make that on a $35K budget is really, really good. That's all I can say. So I gotta give props to that. I didn't know that until just now. I just looked it up on Wikipedia. So this truly was an indie film. So there you go. There you go. And I definitely liked it a lot better than Strangers Prey at Night. So there you go. Even but yeah, again, clowns just really aren't my thing. But again, he felt a little bit more like a mime. Not overly annoying, but I don't know. There is still some annoying clown mime stuff that I don't know. But yeah, overall, not bad. I don't know what I'd rate it. I'd have to watch it. I can't rate movies on one-time watches. I just can't. But I'm mixed on it, but I'm hoping that I'll watch All Hallows Eve or the sequel, and certain things will become a little bit more clear to me after watching it. So that's what I think. Clowns like zombies get overplayed. Yeah, zombies don't do anything for me either. A lot of these things just don't do much for me. Clowns, zombies, ghosts, goblins, I don't know. Paranormal things don't do much for me. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying you can't get a clown to scare me, but I have yet to really see one. But Art the Clown was maybe the best I've seen at this point. Give it a 7 out of 10. Hey, there you go. I probably, I don't know. I'd have to see it again. If I watched the movie and found out some really interesting stuff, if I was able to pick up on a Easter egg that made me understand something more, then I'd probably get it up there. But I don't know. It's maybe even higher. But it's hard. But right now it's like I don't know enough. I feel like I don't know if this clown was just a crazy clown or if there's some sort of symbolic deep meaning behind him. Whatever, I just don't know. So, and I could be missing stuff. I was hoping you guys were going to tell me I was missing something that I need to know. But clearly that's not the case. None of you guys are saying anything. Oh, you missed this or you missed that or whatever. But that's okay. That's okay. So what am I watching next week? At this point, probably last broadcast, but we have a few minutes left here, guys. Send me your suggestions still. If you all have other suggestions, just in case I can't. You never know. I might not be able to watch the last broadcast for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to watch the last broadcast. Just like John Evans was inviting me to talk Star Wars tomorrow night. About the new Kenobi series. It's funny, he's just saying it just as I'm talking about it. Like me with Kenobi, I was like a perfect 10 on initial watch. Now I've waited again and found some annoying things here and there. Again, I haven't seen it yet. And you know what, John? If you want to share me your Disney Plus, I want to watch it. I want to watch the new Kenobi series. I do. So just let me watch it. Or maybe we just need to get Disney Plus again. We weren't using Disney Plus enough. I don't know. I guess Disney Plus is something like we only watch a certain time of year. I don't know. Because at this time, well, now we got all that stuff like Kenobi, all the new Star Wars content. Now is when we should actually have it. But we were just having it and not watching it, but we'll probably renew it pretty soon. Gotta have it around Christmas time because my kids love my daughter anyways loves the Christmas specials, and I love showing her Mickey's Christmas Carol that's one I grew up with, so it's probably my favorite Christmas special actually. Mickey's Christmas Carol. This is awesome. And she loves it just as much as I do. So there you go. What are you guys saying here? I'm yapping on too long. I'll watch last broadcast with you, bud. It's free on YouTube, huh? There you go. Then I should have no excuse but to watch it. Okay, we'll watch it together. We'll watch it together next week. I watched one called Trespassers last night, and it was really good. But I did have some issues with it, writing wise. It seems like a lot of my issues with movies are writing wise. Tends to be anyways. Like ultimately, my biggest problems with Strangers Pray at Night, whatever, was writing, because you have to write what these characters did. So it does boil down to writing at the end of the day. So yeah, when characters make stupid decisions, it's the writer's fault. Why did you write your characters to do something so stupid? Scrooge Mcduck rules. Yes, Scrooge Mcduck as Ebenezer Scrooge. Scrooge. That was awesome. I used to love DuckTales growing up as well. I try my darndest to keep my kid away from a lot of Disney stuff, because honestly, Disney stuff is very what's the word I'm looking for? Consumeristic. I don't know. It's very commercialized, and there's I have to agree, there are some not so good things in a lot of Disney movies if you're paying attention. And I won't get into that, but but it's one of those things that even if you don't think you saw something, you did. It doesn't matter how fast it goes by, you saw it. So it's subliminal messages, whatever you want to call it. Disney has been guilty of that over the years. So I don't know. But at the same time, I love DuckTales and Scrooge Mcduck and whatever else I used to watch from Disney cartoons. What other ones do they have now? I'm blanking on them. Tailspin. DuckTales has always been my number one, though. Any guys, so Trespassers is another one. Again, I'll probably just watch the last broadcast, though, but because that came heavily suggested. Was told that I would probably like it more than the Blair Witch Project. I find that hard to believe, but I'm open-minded. And if that's the case, that'll be the one I talk about next Saturday. Okie dokie, guys. All right, guys, that'll do it for me, I think, here on this wonderful Saturday. The weather here is wonderful, by the way. Today it is, anyways. It's beautiful, sunny. We went to a winery today for some different stuff, and it was great. And I feel like summer is here. That's why I'm in this Hawaiian shirt today. It's just beautiful out. So hopefully you guys have got nice weather wherever you are. I know John probably does. It's like our 80s cartoons, just 20-minute toy ad. Yeah, pretty much. It's a lot of commercialism, but same with Star Wars. I made that argument the other day on Flet Lives when we were talking about. They brought up the Ewoks. These Ewoks were there to sell toys, and my argument to that is there's not a single character in Star Wars that's not there to sell toys. When you want to put down the Ewoks, really think about it. I don't know. I love the Ewoks. So. I love the Ewoks. There was a cartoon called about the Ewoks too. So I grew up. In fact, I think I saw that before I even saw Return of the Jedi. So we used to watch that as kids, So it was cool to see the Ewoks in the movie. But anyways, that's enough of me. But I get it. It's all about the money. Which I'd like to have a little bit. Give me some. Give me some. We'll back our campaign even more. Share it at least. Share our Indiegogo. We hit some major goals yesterday. I can't believe we went up 12% in the campaign yesterday. So link is in the description. You guys know where to find our Indiegogo link. You guys know me by now. You guys know that I'm trying to break even on this movie, more or less. And pretty close to there now. I'm actually pretty damn close to breaking even. Support Michelle Blasky's film, The Third Channel. I believe her links are in the description as well. Go support them. They've only got a few days left, and try to get them up 20% funded. I know they can do it, and then they'll be in good shape to film this summer in Lolita, California, a.k.a. Santa Mira, in the original locations. How about that? Huh? Gunda, she says. There you go. Anyways, guys, but that'll do it for me. It's been great chatting with you guys tonight. It wasn't a ton of people in the chat, but you guys were chatty tonight, which I like. And buy shirts. Yes, John says buy shirts. I don't think I put your link in. I'm going to have to add that. Because Michelle can still add more money to her campaign by you buying a shirt off of John. There you go. Just buy a shirt off of John. What a good guy, eh? That's all I can say is, John, you rock. You absolutely rock. And I know that, I just know that Michelle is going to do well filming. I know that it's not a high budget, but I think with the resources you have there, I think you're going to do well. And I'm excited. Reach out anytime during filming if you have any, if you need advice for anything. I'm not going to say that I'm the best person to give advice, but I've learned a few things or two about being resourceful. You might need to be resourceful. I don't know what your DP's got for equipment, but you're going to want some good equipment. You're going to want some good movement, so you can be resourceful. I've done good movement without equipment. Just saying. There's times. I remember we used ski poles for a slider once, and it worked. Two tripods and ski poles. It worked. Slid the camera down the ski poles. Hey, it looked pretty good. That's when you don't have the money, resources. Do dolly shots with your cars. With a car. Yeah, works out pretty good sometimes. I've done it many times. I've done that many times actually. Just saying. Anyways, guys, whatever. You guys have a good night. Been great chatting with you. We'll see you guys on Thursday. And Thursday, I'm thinking of doing a bit of a trivia night. As I know, I've been trying to get the whole chainsaw trivia thing back going, but I've had so much trouble connecting with one of the contestants. So, if I can't connect with him, I'm just going to basically say, sorry, dude, we have to disqualify you. And that might happen, and then we'll just hold the finals, and that'll be that. I have to get it done pretty soon, though. I feel like I'm letting it wait too long. So, chainsaw trivia, but I think next this Thursday we're going to do a different kind of trivia. Well, it'll be a horror trivia of some kind. Send me ideas if you got any. Anyways, see you guys. Have yourselves a good night, and we will see you all next week. Enjoy the rest of the weekend.